Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And yesterday I took a look at the Eastern Conference Finals matchup, which begins tonight. Today, let's take a look at the Western Conference Finals, which will be beginning on Wednesday. It features the third seeded Minnesota Timberwolves versus the fifth seeded Dallas Mavericks. We take a look at the regular season. The Timberwolves finished 6 games better than them, and their defense was stout, best defensive rating in the NBA, and that has continued in the playoffs with their first round sweep of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and the Phoenix Suns, and then a excellent 7 game matchup against the defending champion Denver Nuggets. Big comeback in Game 7. Probably in my eyes, they've been the most impressive team in the playoffs through the first 2 rounds, although the Dallas Mavericks are not that far behind. Took care of business against the Los Angeles Clippers in the first round and then defeated the top seed Oklahoma City Thunder in 6 games in the second round. Offensive and defensive ratings don't jump off the page, but the team definitely improved after they made 2 trades at the trade deadline, acquiring PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, who are both in the starting lineup. So let's take a look at each team's starting lineups. So the numbers in parentheses are how they've done in the postseason. Points, rebounds, assists. Luka Doncic has played with a little bit of injury. Hasn't quite shot the ball as efficient, but you look at those numbers, you can't tell. Has been excellent. Kyrie Irving has played better in second halves of games. Had some low scoring outings against the Thunder, but it didn't matter too much. But taking if Irving wasn't scoring, guys like Derek Jones and PJ Washington really had some great playoff games in that second round. Jones seemed more of a defensive guy, but had some games where he was scoring well over double digits in points. PJ Washington had some of his best outings of really his career in the second round against the Thunder. Gafford, of course, he's formed a one solid 1-2 punch with Lively. We'll see on off the bench. The Timberwolves starting lineup though has been superb. All they really did was replace Russell with Conley. Conley, of course, well older than D'Angelo Russell, who they traded at last year's trade deadline. But the starting lineup has just gotten so much better with that move. People were questioning whether the Twin Tower strategy of Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert would work. Gobert faced a lot of clowning games that the Joker completely dominated, but the Joker dominates everyone. Gobert really did hold his ground, especially as Minnesota won game 6 and 7. Anthony Edwards struggled in game 7, but otherwise has been one of the stars of the postseason. And what is he, 22, 23? I think he's 23 years old. Jaden McDaniels, part of the reason why Minnesota's defense is so good, along with Gobert and, of course, Karl Anthony Towns, extends the defense, has played superb in the playoffs. We take a look at the reserves. So both teams kind of go 9 deep, although Morris and Exum don't necessarily play a lot of minutes for their respective teams. As I mentioned, Derek Lively, what a season, what a postseason he's having off the bench. Was named to the all rookie second team. Josh Green, Tim Hardaway Jr. Finally had a decent game or two in the postseason. Was such a great bench scorer through the beginning half of the regular season. Kind of fell off. Let's see if he could have some big games in this series. Nikhil Alexander Walker, what a playoff performer he's been for the Timberwolves this year. Even started a game when Mike Conley missed the game. Nas Reed, the sixth man of the year. Maybe not quite as productive as he was in the regular season, probably a little less minutes. I think something around 2021 a game, but still a guy who definitely makes his mark. each time he steps on the floor. Slow mo, Kyle Anderson, less minutes than he gets in the regular season, but really isn't a net negative when he's on the court. And again, Morris, backup point guard, but only playing not too many minutes per game in this postseason. So, I probably would give the slight advantage to the Timberwolves bench. Although, again, Lively has performed well. Josh Green has stepped up at times. So, if we look at DraftKings Sportsbook, the Minnesota Timberwolves are minus 170 favorites, I believe. Yes, minus 170 to win the series. The Dallas Mavericks are plus 145. My prediction, and I had a hard time with this one, but um, I, I'm just turning into a believer of the Timberwolves, and I'm gonna say Timberwolves in six. Um, I'm not gonna lie, it wouldn't surprise me if the Dallas Mavericks were able to advance to the NBA Finals. But if I had to predict again, I am going with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves won 3 of 4 in the regular season, although the last matchup was a long time ago, January 31st. The Minnesota Timberwolves, just like the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals, neither team has won an NBA championship, while the Pacers did make an NBA Finals in 2000, where they lost to the Lakers. Timberwolves have yet to reach one. As a matter of fact, this is just the second year they've even won one postseason series. The only other season they did so was 2004, where they reached the Western Conference Finals as well, but lost to the Los Angeles Lakers. Dallas Mavericks do have one championship that came in 2011 when they were led by Dirk Nowitzki. But let me know in the comments, who do you think is taking the Western Conference Finals in order to advance to the NBA Finals? I predicted Celtics in 5 yesterday. I'm going with the Timberwolves in 6. Again, let me know in the comments your predictions. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.